Someone recently asked me, how do you rebuild confidence after a bad round as an adult amateur or a junior? And I went to town, I sent her a voice note and I just yapped away. And I thought this is a great topic to bring up on a long form style of video because I can go on about this for a long time. Now, let me just start by prefacing that I am in no way, shape, or form a certified sports psychologist. However, I do feel like I can share my personal experiences and my takes on things. And if anything resonates with you, I encourage you to just take it, run with it, own it as if it's your own for information. And if it can help you, then amazing. That's the whole point. So let me get a little more comfortable here. The first step is labeling something as a bad round. You're already closing the door on what that round really could have been. So trying not to label it as a bad round to say, like, okay, if we ended up falling and breaking a bone, which we can get into that a little bit later, it's definitely not our best round, but that's what I'm trying to say. Before we label something as a bad round, let's change the narrative of it of not my best work. And you already say that with a little bit of a smile. So you are changing and shifting the energy of this negative door shutting label of bad. Because in reality, as adult amateurs and most juniors, aren't we doing this for fun? It's taking the seriousness out of it. And this is something I talk about a lot, and the reason why I chat with my horses on course quite a bit, it's taking the seriousness out of it. Listen, do we take the sport seriously? Yes. Otherwise, we wouldn't spend our time and money and energy and our entire livelihoods obsessing over it. That's not what I'm saying. It's this ultimate pressure that we're putting on ourselves to be perfect. Do we expect perfection out of ourselves? All 15 of those jumps in the show ring every single time? No. So if your answer to that is no, then when you go in and you have a, let's call it a subpar round, one, you can walk out of there being like, not my best work. That's okay. If you believe full-heartedly that the win is the experience, then you are walking out of every round with a win, because that experience could be all sorts of things. Most rounds are not winning rounds. So, let's say a winning round in your head already is placing, clear, which another thing I'd love for you to adopt is 4 faults is a clear round in my world. That's another part of taking the ultimate expectation of perfection off of yourself. We've got to give ourselves grace. At the end of the day, we are here for fun. This is another point that I had mentioned in my voice note to her. And excuse me if I go off on different tangents as this topic blossoms in my head. When you show up to your riding lessons, you're showing up because you want to learn something. You're not showing up to perform. And you're paying money to go to your riding lessons. You're not just paying to jump the jumps and be told, good job. You want to learn. You want to be able to, that's where you make your mistakes and then you learn from them. And if you adopt that mentality in the show ring, where I'm still doing this for fun, I still love what I do, in the show ring, there's a very unique set of variables that only being in the show ring will give to you versus being at home. The added pressure, the adrenaline, the new environment, the new jumps, all of that will affect you as well as your horse. So you are now dealing with a whole bucket of newness at the show ring. Now, if you take the mentality of, I am signing up for these lessons at home so I can learn, I would like to go to a show for fun. Yeah, a part of it is showing off what you learned at home, what you worked on at home. But with all of those variables in play here, you're not getting the same horse at home. You're not getting the same rider at home. So you can take those expectations already off of the table. Now, going into the show, think of it as I am paying a lot of money to go into the show ring for an experience. And I hope I walk out of there learning at least one important thing, one takeaway on how I can look forward to working on it the next time around in the show ring. And that's, again, where the win is the experience can be your superpower for a more confident experience all around in this sport. You either win or you learn, and learning is the biggest win of all. Now, I understand that after you walk out of a ring where you just like plastered it, let's say, you knocked every rail down, you stopped, you got eliminated, it's really hard to believe these things and to pull these isms and these theories and these tools from your back pocket to try to feel better. You cannot break yourself down, because that energy that you're putting into yourself is ultimately going to reflect onto your horse. So there's a lot to consume here. And again, these are just things that maybe could help you. How can I be more confident after a subpar round? One, I'm not going to call it bad. I'm going to take the seriousness out of it. And hey, not my best work. Do we expect doing our best work every single time in the show ring? No. So why would you expect like the best work every time, always? As a fitness instructor, something that I start most of my classes with is you're here to do your best with whatever you have in the tank. If you are feeling only like 40% of your ultimate best that day, then give 100% of your 40%. That's how you're doing your best. You cannot expect 100% of your tip-top ultimate health and shape every time you're in a workout class, every time you're in a show ring. So that's number one. Two, I'm going in here because I'm here to have fun. I'm here because I love my horse and I love the sport and I love all that I've learned at home, and I'm excited to implement it in a new environment. That's why it's fun to go to shows. So I'm here to have a good time. Maybe I'll chat with my horse and that'll help me take the seriousness out of it, because maybe it'll help me breathe, which that's another topic that we can get into for a later video. So that's number two. Number three, walking out of the ring, regardless of what happened, start talking about what you're proud of. What are you proud of yourself for doing in the show ring? Even if it's, I picked up a really confident trot walking into the ring, or I remembered to salute to the judge, or it could be the smallest thing. But start listing off the things that you're proud of yourself for, and then you can go into, I'm glad that that happened in there, whatever mistakes were made, because it opened my eyes to what is a possibility from that outcome. And now I have a measurement of progress that I can work to make it better. Once again, you're talking yourself up for, hey, there were some things that I'm proud of. Let's say there's most of the things that I was not proud of, but how can I be excited to work on them? Again, bringing us back to the show ring poses a very unique set of variables that only the show ring gives you the opportunity to practice. So the next time, like these things that you want to work on and do better, you'll likely get to better them in the show ring again, because going back home to work on them is not the same, set of things around you, like we mentioned at the beginning. Is it realistic for most of us to just, okay, well then I'll show every weekend? No, okay, no. We're working, we have jobs, and it's really expensive to show every weekend. With the rise of social media and thinking that we have to be showing every weekend is toxic, and we can't let that get the best of us. We are horse girls at heart. We love barn life. We love practice life. We love taking lessons. So we're going to work on those things at home, but I'm excited for the next time that I have the blessed opportunity to go into the ring and work on the things that I know I need to work on. And I'm going to be proud of my horse for giving his or her all for me. My horse is also allowed to make mistakes. We didn't even talk about that. We didn't even talk about how you could also be doing all the right things and your horse could be on a totally different 40% of his or her energy field that day. So you could be doing all the right things and your horse could not be feeling it. That's horseback riding, y'all. And you know what? We're still going to give, let's call her, let's say our horse is a her. We're still going to give her grace. We are still going to thank her for trying her best, because horses, they do try their best. They do their best for as much as what they have, right? If they have only 60% in the tank that day, they are going to give you all of that 60%. And it's only fair that you give that same level of respect for yourself back to them. So, wow, here I was talking about this topic for a very long time and on all these different tangents. But ultimately, the more that you're able to practice this stronger, more optimistic, giving yourself grace, the win is the experience mentality, the more your confidence is going to build after a subpar, non-ideal round. And listen, if my theory of 4 faults is a clean round resonates with you, if you think it's silly and stupid, then, don't listen to it. Then maybe just only a clear round is a clear round for you. But can we take some of the ultimate seriousness off of it? The perfection expectation off of it? So if anything that I have talked about resonates with you, I really hope that it did, and that you can feel more confident going into the ring the next time because you are excited to just try. How blessed are we that we have the opportunity to try? Like, if we wanted to zoom way out, we are fortunate enough to be able to ride horses, let alone be healthy enough to ride horses, let alone the most expensive sport in the world. I think I read a statistic that it is more expensive than F1 race car driving as well. And we get to go in the show ring and have the opportunity to jump around and have fun. That's what it's all about. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that video here. If I missed anything, then I might throw on a part 2 later on. But to make matters real short and sweet, give yourself grace. Cut yourself some slack. Take the seriousness out of it. We're here for fun. We're adult amateurs. We spend our life savings on this sport that gives us so much in return. We are fortunate to be able to experience the struggles of walking out of the ring and not being proud of ourselves. We are fortunate to be able to have that as the problem that we want to work on. How can I build confidence after I walk out of the ring with my amazing 4-legged friend that I just jumped around with? It only gets better. While some of this might sound woo-woo in not third world, what's the word that I'm looking for? Esoteric, let's say, you've got to believe in the magic. The magic of the powerful, positive mindset is your superpower. And you fake it till you make it. You fake it till you mean it, I should say. The more you practice the repetition of these words, these tools in your mind, whatever it is that resonated with you, if you have to write notes in your phone, if you have to tattoo your arm, just kidding, whatever you have to do to remember it, the more you repeat it in your brain is a muscle, similar to bicep curls, right? We start doing bicep curls with 3-pound weights and it's heavy and then we're sore, and then eventually we're able to move on to 5-pound weights, and eventually we move on to 8-pound weights, and then by that time our biceps are a whole lot stronger by default, that the little 3-pound weights don't feel as heavy anymore. And that's what we're doing to your brain. That's why the power of positive mindset is so important, is that your brain will start to think like this by default. And I feel like that's a good place to end this with, once again, I am by no means a certified sports psychologist or therapist, but I have been around the block a couple times, and I hope that anything I said was able to at least put a smile on your face and inspire you in some way. Thank you guys for watching this video if you've made it this far. I'm still new to the long form YouTube video era, and I hope that you like it. So please, honestly, please, I read every single comment. So let me know, like, comment, subscribe, give me your feedback. Would love to hear it, and give me more reasons to make more of these. This started with somebody just sent me an Instagram DM asking, how do I build confidence after a bad round as an adult amateur? And it spurred me to make this. So if there's something that you're wanting to see or hear me yap about, let me know.